All right, guys, you get a double whammy today. Heidi Foy here with Bullfrog Creatives and a special edition of the NFR Hangover. Stay tuned. All right, good morning. We have Con and Sharon Williams today joining us, this special edition. I have been talking about Williams Art Studio for, what's today? Round 7. What day is it? Thursday, for a week. I only know what round we're on. I don't know days of the week at this point. Too much.
Most of us.
So Con and Sharon are actually, listen, all transparency. Sharon is my mom's twin sister, and I am probably their biggest fan, their number one fan. I only have one bronze, and that's because it was gifted to me. That will change because we're working on making millions now, and then we can buy all of them. There you go. So Con is kind of the, I guess, the artist and the brainchild behind Williams Studio. You guys can see some of their pieces in the background. Let's talk a little bit, Con, about kind of your background and what you grew up doing, where you and how you got into the artistic part of it.
Okay, well, I guess I was ranch raised, a big ranch in British Columbia for, well, several years, different times. And I just grew up with a pencil in my hand. I loved it. My dad, when we'd be at a cow camp, he would give me a Will James book because he liked the stories. And I would copy a bunch of those drawings. And so I just loved doing that. And I've done it as long as I can remember. When I got into college, before I got into college, my mother would take us to some art shows, my brothers and and I was always drawn to the bronzes. It was something about sculpture that really did it for me. So when I got into college, I was rodeoing. I made it to the NFR, and I ran into some cowboys who were actually displaying some bronzes. I was intrigued by that. I ended up going to Montana State after Casper College. And I ran into those guys, and that's how it started. I went to the foundry, learned the process, and then that's when I started sculpting.
So what did you said you competed in Saddlebronc riding. Is that the only event that you did?
Well, high school I did a lot. I roped, I bulldogged, and then I roped saddlebroncs. And then I even rode a few bulls and stuff early, but I didn't like that at all. But then when I went to college, I did less of that. I tried. I was more successful in the other events. I did rope calves at the college finals, and but never did that well. It was my bronc riding that was my premier event.
Was your passion, yeah. So talk to us a little bit about
a little team roping too.
Oh yeah,
yes. So an all around.
Yeah, when he got old enough, he would team rope with me, but not until then.
Yeah.
Not that old yet.
He didn't need a horse when he was a bronc rider.
It's so much easier. It has to be so much easier to grab your rigging and get in the car.
It is. Definitely is. It's easier to go down the road and you don't have to worry about the horses.
Yeah. Well, so you mentioned a little bit of the process of the bronze, and I feel like in my mind, because I'm not artistic at all, I can draw some pretty good stick figures, but making the move from paper to a 3D piece, was that difficult? Is that what you were the most interested in, that bronze part?
To me, it's much easier when you take a pencil and you're trying to do something and make it look three-dimensional. It is difficult because a line or two here will make such a difference. With sculpture, you use clay, and if it doesn't work, you take it off and replace it. So it was easier for me to do it in clay.
That's a good point.
You sculpted different things. Some people use stone or wood or whatever. Clay is what most of the bronze sculptors use, and that's what I use.
Here's a little picture from beginning to end.
Oh, very cool. So that was actually at the quick draw, right?
In Bighorn.
So when you start a bronze, do you just start with a lump of clay, or do you usually start on paper first?
I usually get an image in my head, and I actually take a piece of clay and do a small little sketch in play of it. Kind of the
Okay.
idea that I'm thinking about. That's usually where it starts, and then it just evolves from there. If I like
Cool.
it as a sketch, um, I know some artists that do a lot with a pencil now. I don't do as much as I used to. So I'll do it in 3D, and then if I like it, then I'll expand that. And then then it gets more involved. You have to start with a wire armature, something that'll hold the clay because it's a soft clay,
Hmm.
and then so you have to basically build into that armature all your anatomy, so you have everything correct, and then you start laying the clay on. So we basically build from the inside out. So we start with a wire frame, then do a skeletal frame,
Okay.
and then start laying the muscles on.
Oh, very
And the nice
cool.
thing about it with the wire, it's flexible. We can change it as we go. So I usually start with one thing in mind, and by the time it's done, it's changed quite a few times.
Very cool. So, for those of you guys that are tuning in that maybe haven't seen or heard my like 30-second spiel, make sure you scroll down in the Facebook, in Bullfrog Creatives Facebook, and you'll see his newest piece, which is not named yet. People are posting ideas. There's some good ideas in there. I think you guys are going to like them. Some ideas for names. Go ahead and post those in there. Why don't you? I guess what has been your most favorite piece? I feel like that could be a hard question.
That's a hard question for me. It's usually the next one.
Right.
By the time I get one done, I'm looking. I start seeing the faults in it,
Right.
and I'm starting looking at, well, the next one will be the best one. So that's
Huh.
kind of
That's funny. I never thought about that. We are our own worst critic, anyways.
yeah.
Because then you start looking at the faults. So I guess of the ones that you have, what are you drawn to? Which one are you drawn to the most?
That's a tough question. I mean,
I know.
I've done a jillion bucking horses because I've done a lot of pieces for the Calgary Stampede. They use a lot of my pieces for their trophies, and so I really drawn to the bucking horses because I love them.
Yeah.
But now I've done a lot of them, so I'm trying. When I do one now, I try to do it a little different. It's probably not the classic form, and
Hmm.
so those I tend to be drawn to. I love the wildlife too, but I don't do a lot of wildlife. I'm trying to do, lately I've been doing more ranch type pieces,
Yeah.
just because I've done so many rodeo pieces that it's kind of fun to branch out and do more of that, our heritage and that kind of thing.
Hmm. Well, I can tell you one of my favorite ones, of course, is the one with the two little girls getting Boost up on the horse. But
That was
I
you.
also, what's that?
That was you, and yeah, I
I
have done
know.
that.
I love it. It's so cute. And then the other one I really like is the chicken roper. And I'm sorry, I don't even know the right name of it,
Yeah, barnyard
but
buckaroo.
yes, I now that I have a son, I can totally see him doing that. So that's one of my favorite ones too. Does Sharon have a favorite one
I don't know. She'll have to see. Yeah, she said she does right now.
right now? Yeah.
Besides the kid pieces, wind chill is one of my favorites.
Oh, I love
They're
that
all
one.
my favorites. There's a lot that I haven't. I mean, too big for me to carry over here and
Move
show you.
over.
But this is one of my faves.
I like that. Just the horse. So, how long does it take? I mean, you say the next one, like, are you already working on the next one in your mind? Have you already started it?
I
Or,
usually have 4 or 5 pieces going at once. So I
oh,
always
okay.
have several going, and and since I've done the Calgary thing, it's every.
He's cute too. I like him.
So usually comes every 5 years. With COVID, it's kind of changed things up. So you always kind of want to have a few pieces kind of going for that. And the nice thing about that is I can have them sitting there, and I don't fall in love with them. I go work on something else, and then when I'm
You can take
having
a
a
break.
glance over and I see something, I can just go over it
Yeah.
and twist it, and turn it.
So you've mentioned Calgary a couple of times. We have a lot of rodeo fans on here, so a lot of people are going to be familiar with this. But when you go to Calgary and you win Calgary, win the average, win the rodeo, you get awarded a bronze. And so every year, I don't know, do they pick? Do they pick an artist every year? Do you get a certain, like, are you contracted for a certain number of years? How does that work?
Yeah, so you're contracted for 5 years. So about what they've done in the past, We don't know what's going to happen. But
Right.
what they've done in the past, every 5 years, they'll have a competition of sculptors, and you'll bring your pieces up, and then they pick a piece, and then if you get awarded that piece, they take 7 of them, the first 7 in the edition.
Oh, okay.
So one goes to Calgary, one goes to the sponsor, and then the 5 are for the contestants for the next 5 years. And so after they award those for 5 years, then they'll have another
They
competition.
have another art. So right now, are they at the end of those 5 years, or are you?
Next year will be the very end of the last contract I have.
Okay. So right now, how many bronzes do you have being awarded as their championship?
This last contract I had 4. I had the bronc ride, saddle bronc, and I had rookie bronc ride, novice, and novice bareback ride, and then the Guy Weeding Award. It's kind of like the sportsmanship award that they give to somebody that portrays rodeo.
That's very cool. How many times have you guys been up there with that honor?
Well, I've done. I believe it's been 4 sets now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's been about 20 years I've been doing.
Oh my goodness.
And
So there's a lot of top-notch cowboys and cowgirls that have your bronze. Hopefully,
it's
in
kind
their
of fun
dining
to look back. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to look back and see who has some of those pieces. Some I don't know where they went, but it's kind of fun to see who has those pieces.
I'm trying to remember because I remember sharing it out. Was it Zeke Thurston or Brody Kress? Now I can't remember
Brody
who
Chris
won.
won it last year.
Okay.
Yeah, Brody won the bronc ride and got that piece
Yeah.
last year.
So that's cool because for those of you guys that know me, he's from Wyoming and won my uncle's bronze. So it was really cool. So I guess our main goal here is just to kind of spread some awareness and get your name out there and also get some people to come over and see you. So if you guys are in Vegas, where can they find you? If they're in Las Vegas right now, where can they find you guys?
We're on the north end of the convention center, so the opposite side of Cowboy Christmas.
Okay.
Had a venue called the Working Ranch Expo.
Perfect.
So we have a lot of stuff for the ranching guys, but not very many of us artists. So come on over and look at us.
Yeah, come and check them out. And they have been awesome to provide just a little bit of a discount for anybody that mentions Bullfrog Creatives. You will get 10% off. Listen, if you guys haven't found something for that person that's hard to shop, this is a great opportunity. And I will say that Sharon brought over some of the smaller pieces. If you're thinking that you have nowhere to put a bronze, don't go there because they have some smaller pieces. They have cowboy boots, the wine stoppers. Yes, that's what I wanted to look at. So these are actually custom wine stoppers that go in your wine bottles.
They look awesome in a Pendleton bottle, just saying.
There you go. And in your whiskey bottles.
And
So
wine.
these are really cool. If you have someone that's hard to shop for or that has everything else, these make really good gifts. I know that I don't know. I know a few people that have them. Somebody commented the other day that they still have it. So there you go. Is there anything else that we must know about you guys?
Not you must know, but
Well, we appreciate your time. Hopefully we can get you guys a little bit of traffic over there. I know there's so many things. Yeah, there's so many things going on in Vegas. It's hard to know where to go at the right time. So you guys head over to the convention center opposite end. I don't even know. I've been there like twice, so I don't know where things are, but the opposite end of Cowboy Christmas, and you'll find the Working Ranch Expo. I'm sure you can Google it and get a map. There you go. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time, Con and Sharon, and we hope you have a highly successful event today and tomorrow.
thanks.
Wait, now, are you guys going to go to the rodeo at all?
No, we'll just watch it from the bar.
Wherever we can sit in.
I think it's almost just as good to go to a watch party from what I hear. I don't know. I'm at home.
There was some crazy stuff going on at the hotel, though. I'm just saying, sometimes in the room's the best place to watch it.
The safest place.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much. For those of you guys that if you have any questions or you want to get in touch with them, man, reach out to me. That's what we're all about, is making those connections. You guys have a wonderful day, and tune back in tomorrow for, see, I had to think about it. Round 8. That's where we're at. Round 8. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.